So there is a chance we could get a Dead Space 4. Nobody knows for sure. But basically, we all know that EA is being sold or being bought, right? And so a while ago, Glenn Schofield, who was one of the co-creators of the original Dead Space, he was calling EA and he was saying, "Hey, you know what? I have some ideas for Dead Space 4, but get this, if you guys hand over the models from the Dead Space remake, I can save you 30 to 40 million dollars." So basically, he was like, "Okay, if you can hand over these assets, that can save us a lot of work. I can save you 30 to 40 million dollars, and we can make Dead Space 4. Let's do this." And EA was like, "No, that's not going to happen." We got the Dead Space remake. It did fairly well, but apparently not well enough for EA, because they were like, "No, we're not going to do Dead Space 2 remake," which is really a shame because a lot of people were looking forward to that. But anyway, now that EA is up for sale, that means that there's new management or new ownership. So Glenn Schofield's saying, now that I would be contacting new people, there is the possibility, and I am making calls, I am trying to get this off the ground. There is the possibility we could do a Dead Space 4. Beyond that, one of the things that people are talking about with this, not really an acquisition, but this buyout, is that it is extremely expensive, and they will be losing money on this. So one potential way to get back that money is to sell off IPs, which means that if one of the IPs that they sold off are Dead Space, because it seems like the IPs that they're more interested in are more of the sports IPs. I guess they call it FC now. It's not called FIFA anymore. But those are more the IPs that they really wanted out of this acquisition. So things like Dead Space, BioWare, a lot of people are thinking BioWare might be on the chopping block to be sold off or whatever. But anyway, if Dead Space is sold to somebody else, that again opens up the possibility that somebody else might actually want to do something with it. So he's very hopeful. There is a bit of a grain of salt here. Schofield is also the guy who created Callisto Protocol, which a lot of people were really excited about because they're like, "Oh, it's the guy from Dead Space. This is going to be like another Dead Space type game." Didn't do well. Metacritic score is 69 and the user score is 6.8. So it didn't have the best rollout. So, will Dead Space 4 be an amazing game? Who knows? A lot of people weren't happy with Dead Space 3 either, the way they kind of split the protagonists and that sort of thing. And also, Schofield was involved with the first Dead Space, but not Dead Space 2 and 3. So, who knows? Would he be jumping off from that Dead Space 3 platform? Probably. But yeah, who knows? Maybe we can be looking forward to a Dead Space 4. Maybe not. A lot of those things with EA are up in the air right now. Obviously, like we mentioned, BioWare, some of their other IPs like Dead Space. The Sims is another one. I see a lot of people talking about what's going to happen with The Sims. Are they going to continue with EA, or are they going to be sold off, or is Maxis going to buy themselves out, kind of like what Bungie did at one point? Which, personally, I think would be amazing. I think it would be great to see The Sims just go straight Maxis again. Hopefully, we wouldn't be getting all this nickel and diming, which would be fantastic. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think there's a good chance that we could see a Dead Space 4 in the future, or do you think this is just a pipe dream that'll never come to a fruition? Let us know in the comments what you guys think.